Good evening and welcome to the Encore Lounge of Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre. We are here because tomorrow is opening night for the full Monty from Bilston Operatic, and I'm joined with three of the stars of the show now. Good evening.
Hello.
So this is where I have to remember names and go around. We've got the one and only Tom. Now you're playing Jerry.
Yes.
Okay, we'll find out more about Jerry in a bit because he's an intriguing character and very similar to yourself, I think, in many ways. We'll see how we go with that one. And then, Stephen, you're playing Malcolm.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so that one, again, Malcolm, just give us a hint of Malcolm.
So Malcolm's probably one of the comedy roles that's in the show.
Okay, so we can see how you got that gig, that's great. And then at the back, it is Ethan, played by Jake. Hello.
Hello, you're right.
And so I've got that all right so far?
Yeah, yes.
Which is brilliant.
Well.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a fun show. It's not quite as per the film, is it? Because it's not set in a Northern Steelworks.
Not at all, no.
No.
It's set in Buffalo over in America.
Now, this, Bilston Operatic, you could have got to go a bit to get to Buffalo, haven't you, from Bilston? So it's a bit of a challenge with the accents. Is that the worst bit of it so far, he says?
Oh, no.
Probably not expecting it to be. But I mean, you guys are all used to doing different accents.
Yeah.
And you've all managed to get the same American accent?
Generally, yeah, I think it's about that. Yeah.
Okay, right. Tell us about each of your characters. We'll start with Jerry.
Yeah, so Jerry is sort of the guy who's it's all his idea to go. All of these guys are out of work, factory workers.
Yeah.
Jerry's the guy who comes up with all the harebrained schemes. Since he's been out of work, he's gone out and he's stolen a car, and he's been to jail and that sort of thing. So he's had an interesting time, and now at the moment he is at a point where he needs to make money to keep his son, because he's behind with his child support payments and he needs all this money, but he's not working. And they're going to stop him seeing him. So that's where all this comes from. And then when the Chippendales come to town, Jerry says, I could do that.
But it's those that Jerry ropes in that makes it a bit more interesting, because you're all normal blokes, and that's the whole point of this, isn't it? It's about normal fellas getting on, and you haven't spent days and a week in the gym. You're actually normal-ish looking.
Yes.
That is part of the charm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dave's still is fighting his weight problem, and that's Dave the character, not Dave. not Joe who's playing Dave.
Yeah.
And then Harold, who is the oldest of the group, and Horse is an older guy as well, and we're all just going to try and do our best.
Yeah. And then Malcolm, I say, he's a bit of a comedy role. So how do you approach this one then?
I'm quite a funny person anyway. I tend to get quite a few laughs at me and whatever. So Malcolm still lives at home with his mother in the show, and he eventually falls in love with another member of the cast. I won't reveal all at the moment. It's quite
interesting choice of words there, but okay.
It is, yeah. So yeah, it's got a nice couple of sections, nice couple of songs. Just a generally funny part.
And Jake, tell us a bit about Ethan.
Yeah, my character's a very interesting, funny comedy role as well.
It is a fun show though, isn't it?
Yeah, the character's a very simple character. He'll take his clothes off at the drop of a hat. He's very excitable. He's just willing to do whatever. So.
And this in itself, this is going to be the challenge, because you've all come to this now, with the exception of Dom. Has anybody here ever randomly taken their clothes off in public?
Oh yeah.
You have done that.
Yeah, randomly in public. Yeah.
Okay, so now is this normal?
Well, mine was an organised charity gig. Mine wasn't randomly in public, Jake.
That's why I didn't bring it up last time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You just casually strip.
Yeah, sometimes.
So you're in the right frame of mind for everything you do on stage.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Wow.
Right, Stephen, is this new to you?
Nothing like that, no.
You're the normal one of this group.
Yeah. I'll take my clothes off to go swimming, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, and even then you feel slightly guilty in the budgie smugglers.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, but there we go. So, I mean, this in itself, it's for a group of lads, this is quite a challenge. So what was it like the first time in rehearsals you had to do this?
I think we all just got on with it, really.
Yeah?
We knew
Pretend you were in the locker room and that was it.
Oh, yeah,
we knew what we signed up for. It wasn't a surprise.
Yeah, I think that's right.
We've got on so well, I think, as a six beforehand. We go out for drinks and things after the show, and we've just got a nice bond between us. I think when it came to that final
Jay just got his
part-
kit off 3 or 4 times a night.
Exactly, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that simple. So if you do want to ask any of the questions of the boys, we are following what you're saying on the Facebook Live. Just pop us a question on there. And I know we can give a shout out to Kerry Mann, who's watching, and we also got Louise Owen tuning in. And Louise is seeing the production tomorrow night, so she will be seeing you all in all your glory then. But with the whole story, I mean, the ladies are vitally important to this tale as well. It's not just about these fellas, it's about the whole interaction between all the characters. You find love in your character. Yeah. You've got an interesting role, haven't you, in the way things work out for you?
Yeah, it's I have an ex-wife in the show, and also sort of, not a girlfriend, a friend with benefits. I don't think she'd go as far as being a girlfriend in this show. Yeah, they have some interesting interactions between them two as well. So that's but I mean the women do play a vital role, particularly as it's sort of from my perspective, it really comes from, the whole thing comes from my ex-wife has gone for sole custody because I'm behind on. So I'm behind on the child payments, on those child support payments. So it's very much a case of, she almost starts it. You know, I have to get money from somewhere, and this is where it all spirals from the women, really. Doesn't it?
So you've got to make sure you do what the ladies need, and that does include this stripping act, which comes together.
Yeah.
And what's been the most exciting part? Because obviously it's been good fun bringing all this together. Was it getting the songs to start off with? Because they're not, again, the songs that you may know from the film, are they?
It's nothing like the film in terms of the songs. It's completely different. There's quite a few songs that are quite funny, some nice touching songs. In terms of, it just pulls on a few strings on your heart, maybe.
The songs are the highlight for me.
Yeah.
Personally. There's a few songs in there that really make me laugh. Probably shouldn't make you laugh, but you will laugh.
Yeah.
Watching them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Some tug on your heartstrings a bit, but it's good production. Yeah.
And who is probably each of your favourite characters? I Dom's probably going to say himself because he is quite self-obsessed. But is there someone that you really warm to in the show?
For me, I'd have to say Horse. I think he's brilliant. He really makes me laugh.
And I'd have to say Malcolm.
Because you get a giggle, yeah?
Yeah, I would probably say Ethan.
Okay, so you're pretty much around the triangle here, apart from Horse being, who couldn't be with us this evening, but you will be able to see him on stage. It's a good fun gang. And are you jealous that he gets more funny lines than you?
No. It's the way. A lot of it's the way that Steve delivers it as well. So, and I think there's funny lines for everyone. Actually, I think there's funny lines for everyone. But Steve and Jake, I would say, are definitely the two comedy roles.
Yeah. And is there anyone who turns up late to the party at any point, wandering in the background there as well? Good evening.
It's usually Joe, but here's Mike.
Good evening.
Mike, how are you doing?
How are we, children?
We're good to see you. You're running around with the carry bag. Have a chair. Yeah, do come and sit down and join us.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself and your character then, please.
Myself and my character. Well, I play Harold. He's obviously the older one, as you can tell. And he's the dance teacher. He goes to dance lessons, becomes a dance teacher, reluctantly, and tries to teach these lot to take their clothes off properly, which is very difficult.
We've already discussed these guys taking their clothes off. Is this something you've done regularly in the past?
Not at all. No, not at all. I'm very shy, really, and quite sort of. No, it's
no belief at all here. I'm afraid he's not at all.
I just don't think, I've not worried about it, not thought about it at all till. No, because there's no point in worrying about things you know nothing about. So no, it'd be good fun.
Well, Carl Cook is mates with several of you. Now he's looking forward to seeing the show tomorrow night. Yeah, so it's looking good.
We know Carl.
Sorry, Carl's coming on Thursday. Sorry, my correction there. Now we've got Adam asking you to describe the show in 3 words. That's 3 each. You haven't got to be rationed on this one. So, Mick, let's start with you. So you just arrived.
Describe the word exciting. Funny and teamwork.
Okay, let's see if we improve on that. See, it's a challenge now.
No, they were good though. See, I was going to put the word naked in there, so because
Okay, that's one. What else?
Sort of the.
Yes, because that's the bit you like.
Well, there is that. There is that. See, I was going to go for funny as well. I don't know. Help me with a third.
I think he's got to think of 4 now, if you're asking me.
Good pelvic thrusting.
Okay, so that's
No.
that's fantastic. So is that just yourself or the whole team?
No,
Well.
it's just him.
Yeah.
Just him, yeah.
Stephen?
I'll probably go with hilarious and heartwarming.
Okay, so his cheaters use "and" there as one of his words. And it's heartwarming 1 or 2. I'm not entirely sure. But a good fun show, and Bilston have risen to challenges in the past, and obviously are doing so again
They
here.
don't rise to this one.
Come on.
There's always somebody who lowers the tone, isn't there? And with this, okay, what are your? Oh, hang on, there's more turning up. We're getting more full Monty fellas. The last one to arrive is probably going to have to take his kit off. I like the fact you're bringing carrier bags in with all your belongings in as well. Okay, move along a little bit.
And this is my son.
Yeah, and this is the crazy part. Your actual son is in this show.
I know.
So tell us about yourself.
My name's Joe, and I play the part of Dave.
Now, Dave is the one who has to be overweight in this, and as we said when we had a chat some time ago before the show, you've been doing your best, haven't
I've
you?
been trying my hardest, yes. I've been eating quite a lot, but unfortunately I'm a postman, so I do a lot of walking, so it's not been going on quite as much as I'd hope.
It's unusual to hear that one, but that's the way it is. So, Dave's foibles, major character flaws, any fun bits? So how would you describe him?
He's just a bit of a downtrodden bloke, really. He can't quite grasp the fact that he's overweight and he's out of work, and it's a really fun character to play. He's got quite a few funny one-liners, and yeah, it's a real journey that you go on with him, I suppose, right to the end.
And we've asked everyone else, your 3 words to describe the show, what would you say?
My 3 words?
Yeah, and you haven't heard what the others have said because you were busy lurking outside the theatre at the time.
Yeah, just fantastic, brilliant, and really good fun.
Well, so it is down here at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre, the 6th through until the 10th of November. 01902 429212, the box office number to get your tickets, or grandtheatre.co.uk. And what do you think the main reason people are going to come and see this show is?
I don't know.
A good night out.
Yeah.
Good night out.
I think it's about you
I
guys
think
get
it's
your
good
kit
fun
off.
night
to be
out,
fair.
and it's
And because it's the full Monty.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, I think at this point, do you want to tease them a bit with what they may be able to see some of? I think that's as far as we dare go on a Facebook Live. It's quite
a lot of fake tan.
Yeah. And a lot of tattoos on display by the looks of it. This could prove interesting. Come down and see it. Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre, Bilston Operatic in their fine form. Thank you, boys, for a chat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.